right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Just Another Talk. Lovely little live stream. As you can see, I have a Facebook post over here that I wanna get into.
Alright. Ladies and gentlemen.
And these comments are crazy. Some of them you would expect, others I was not expecting, and then this is just gonna be one of those battles. One thing I definitely want to say is one of the reasons I don't really cover relationship things is just because of the simple fact that everyone has a preference. People like different things, and even though I do pick sides here on the podcast. You know, there are things that I present, and I'm like, I'm on this side. I believe this about the podcast, right? Or excuse me, about a topic. But this is one topic that I've tried to stray away from, just because of the simple fact that you're never gonna get consensus or concise. No, you're never gonna get agreement. There's always going to be somebody who disagrees. There's always going to be somebody who's frustrated. There's always going to be somebody who's going to misinterpret what you say and immediately, turn it inside out. I mean, I think a lot of you guys have, maybe not a lot, but some of you guys have seen the red pill stuff, and that some of the stuff that they say is beyond wild. And I think that comes from a space of there's no middle ground. There's no acceptance of what people like. If a guy likes only black girls, then that's great. But if he only likes white girls, that's horrible. He hates himself. He hates, black girls. It's like, that's not necessarily true. Now, are there some black guys who are, very dumb with their opinion on what they think about black girls? Of course. But there's also dumb people who drive cars. Are we now gonna call them, racist too? Like, it gets to a point where it's a bit much. But let's jump into the topic. It's gonna be a little bit lighthearted today. We're just gonna do some laughing, nothing too crazy. But let's go ahead and see what these comments say. So the first one says, let's read the post. It says, "Who you choosing?" Now, the original post that was sent to me, and I can't find it for some reason, it said, "A black girl's worst nightmare." And it had just a white girl. Now, somebody else sent me this one, right? And I think this is kind of funny. But let's just see what the comment says. So the first one's white. Okay, they both right, but I gotta go with the sister. Okay, she's beautiful. They're both beautiful. I think they're both 10s. They both look amazing. Like, left for sure. Taking the black queen. Y'all can keep the white bunny. One on the right, she's beautiful. Yeah. Blue jeans, nothing wrong with that. I'm more attracted to the right, but I'm choosing the left for sure. I need that peace and happiness in my life. That's Dwayne, Mr. Dwayne. Again, this is what I would say is one of those situations, Mr. Dwayne Atkins. Like, so we're gonna assume that all black women are headaches. Like, there aren't any white women who are headaches. There aren't any Asian women who are headaches. There aren't any Latinas who are headaches. Like, come on, bro. That's to me that's a wild thought process. But hey, whatever. You could have, again. This is why, like, I wouldn't go and bash him, but I would be like, bro, like, I'm pretty sure you've met black girls are not headaches. I know I have. And if you haven't, then I suggest I suggest you look somewhere else, because you're clearly looking in the wrong spots. Anyways, the right, definitely the white girl. I've always liked the white girls. Jerry Mayo. Last name Mayo. That's funny. Snow Bunny. Black woman on the right. White girl all day and miss me with the, "Oh, you're racist" shit. You know damn well most of the brothers would pick her too. No, I don't, actually, Tito. I don't. And you know what? Let me get to this. If you were to ask me, okay, who you choosing? You know what? It depends on where I'm at. And it depends on, are they both there or is just one there? Like, because I'd hit on both of them. I mean, if they're friends, I'm talking to both of them. I'm cracking jokes. I'm seeing who laughs harder, and that's how I'm making my decision. Like, if one of them shows more interest to me, then I'm going that route. I don't really care what skin color she is. As long as I find her attractive, and she has a good personality, good attitude, is smart, doing something with her life, not just some bum, then all day. I don't care what you look like. Well, I shouldn't say I don't care what you look like. I care what you look like, but as long as you look good to me, I'm happy. That's it. It's simple. The white woman, less less issues. Oh my god, that's crazy. I gotta go. I missed this one up here. I gotta go with Kristen Too Sweet. Okay, you can see her jaws. Shake my head. I'll take the lefty in the jeans. I mean, bro, they're both at two different events. That don't even make sense. Shorty on the right looks like she might be at a pool party, maybe, and it's like that. That looks like a bathing suit to me. So it's appropriate wear for where she's at. And then the girl on the left, she looks like it looks like a football field maybe or a soccer field. So it's probably kids around. She's dressed appropriate, wearing stuff that fits her body. Like that to me those kind of things are that's like a crazy, that's like a crazy thought process that you're gonna immediately get mad at her because what she's wearing. Like it depends on where you're at. Now if we're going to the movies and she's half naked, okay, I get what you're saying. And again, I'll go back to what I said at the beginning, which is like this is one of the reasons this topic is so controversial online, because everybody has different likes, and you can't be mad at somebody for them liking something, especially if you might not like it, but that's not their problem. That's not the person's fault. So let's see what else we got here. White girl all day and miss me with the you're racist shit. You know damn well most of the brothers would. I think I read that one already. Yeah, I read that one already. The one with the with more clothes on. Yeah, that's kind of wild, Joel Rodriguez. But white, both of them chill, but chocolate got the glow. She do got the glow. I'll take the white girl for 200, please. The white girl for a fact. Honestly, I'm tired of black coochie. God damn. James London. I don't know what to say to that. You're tired? You getting too much? Is that the problem? Like, anyways, it's both an option. Both. Left Kristen, y'all trying to make it racial, laughing loud. It's millions of pretty women, exactly. Depends on the attitude. I choose the path of less resistance, the path of peace. Yeah, I mean, even that comment, I don't think is geared towards the black girl, but he's saying I choose the path of less resistance. Of course, I'd rather be with a woman who's gonna treat me good and not yell at me and not be disrespectful. Like every man would choose that. Like there's no man on the planet who wouldn't choose that. I'm taking the black woman all day. Both. Swan for the win. I mean, there are black swans too, so what are we talking about? Left for sure. Why is this a question? Alright. Okay, William Green. That's the blackest name I've ever heard. And he from Philly? Yeah. This guy. Black hat. Both. Left but right, very close second. Love them both. Yeah. See, that's a preference. Nothing wrong with that. Oh boy stated his preference. Let's see. White. Black girl, but she looked better than her. Y'all set us up for failure. Who looks better than her? Like, come on, Mr. Wagner. Complete sentences, bro. He's from St. Louis. This school system failed him. It's alright. Let's see what else. Both right every single time. Come on, this ain't even fair. Why make it a black versus white thing, or at least post a sister with the same type of ass? LOL. So you saying the white girl got a better booty? I mean, I guess. That's how you feel, Mr. Campbell. Whatever. Let's see. Both tens. Both. To the black cat. The snow bunny. Right all motherfucking day. You know it, and that's pretty much it. But I think that's kind of interesting, low key. Not gonna lie, that makes a lot of sense. So. Let's go to this other topic that I had kind of in the same path. So earlier today, I had a conversation with somebody, and as you can see, that's the comment that I left. But I want to read the original post, which was, let's see, it says what the WTF do men want? And this young lady put, to be the woman in the relationship, to be chaste, for the woman to make all the effort and lead. And then she also put, and the women are not interested, little mama. And so obviously my response, as you can see, well, you can't see the first thing I said, but the first thing I said was, LOL, you gotta learn the difference between a man and a boy. So she responded with this top part right here where it says, got nothing to do with it, sadly, which she should have put, it doesn't have anything, but we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that, not today. And then I responded with, LOL, woman asks a question about a man. Man answers question, woman says man's wrong. So what you're saying is women know more about men than men know about themselves. Okay, you win. And the response to you win was, there's nothing to win. It's your opinion, LOL. And I think she's wrong. I don't think it's an opinion. I think first and foremost, by that post, the guys you've been around or the guys you're talking about are boys. That's not a man. Like, no man tells a woman, I want to be the woman in a relationship, right? And because that's what she said, to be the woman in a relationship, to be chaste, for the woman to make all the effort and lead. No, that's not. No man says that. Now, are there men who say that and want that? For sure, 100%. And is there something wrong with them? No, there's not. That's how you want to be. That's what you want to do. You right ahead. And I don't have a problem with that. And I go back to what I said earlier, and I'll say it again, I'll say it a million times, is that this is a conversation about preference. You're going to have the preference you like, therefore you're going to lean towards whatever side gives you the preference you want. And there's nothing wrong with that. But your synopsis about men is incorrect, because most men don't want to be the woman in a relationship. That's a wild thought that goes against our complete reproductive nature and our animal instincts. So you're wrong. And no, it's not about an opinion, because if it was just about opinions, then what you just said would cater to some dudes, right? Or it would cater to men, but it doesn't, because I don't really know any men who would want to be like that. So going back to choosing, like, I myself in my own personal life, I've had women in my life that I look back and I'm like, damn, like, why? How did I miss the red flags? And I'll tell you how I missed the red flags. I just ignored them. Like, and whose fault is that? It's not Shorty's fault. She showed me what she was gonna be. Like, I knew she was crazy before she showed me she was crazy, but I still went ahead and tried to talk to her. I still went ahead and took her out. I still went ahead and invited her to my house. Like, these are all things that you have to be accountable for, and I think that post really goes to show you the selection of men that the young lady's choosing. And I tried to be like, hey, you gotta know the difference between a boy and a man, because there's a very big difference. A boy is gonna act in whatever way he wants. He's gonna do things that are not aligned with masculinity. And I can name 1,000,001 things of what the difference is between a boy and a man, but the one that should be the easiest to spot is a man has boundaries. A man sets the tone. A man takes lead, right? What does that lead might be? That lead might be, well, let me back up. Depending on where you are, but wherever you met depends on where that lead will be. If we met at a bar, I might be a little bit more aggressive in the sense of approach and saying things to you like, hey, maybe we should go have dinner sometime. Maybe we should go catch a movie. Maybe we should, do you like to bowl? Like, these are all things that a man who's a man, not a boy, is going to take the lead. Like, I don't ever have a problem with buying a woman a drink. I've done it before. There's no problem with that. Like, and I don't have a problem with buying a woman a drink and she's not interested. It's okay. It's a part of the game. Where I stop myself, at least, and I'm speaking solely for myself, is I'm not going to chase. I'm not going to beg. I'll court you. I have no problem in courting, but chasing and begging are two very completely different words than courting. Courting to me is giving you attention and then you reciprocating it back. Therefore, I know, okay, cool, I'm not chasing. And I think this young lady, who I don't want to say her name because she is a Facebook friend of mine, I think this young lady is misunderstanding the differences between courting and begging. And also boys and men, right? A man's not going to chase you, no matter how good you look. And if he is chasing you and willing to chase you, then I promise you, he's he's faltering in other places in his life. Because one thing I'll definitely learn from my grandpa and a lot of the strong men in my life, you don't chase a woman. You don't, because you're gonna end up not only mad and upset at the time you spent and the money you spent chasing her, but you know right away when a woman's interested. And if she's not interested, there's no point in chasing her begging. And so, I think relationships are where they are today because we have this issue where we have thought processes that are not compatible to each other, and then we try to force them onto people that don't want to have them. And instead of being like, all right, well, cool, you don't like that, that's not what you want, fine, we try to be like, oh nah, he's narcissistic, oh he's a boy, oh he just wants to be a woman. Like, no, you're conflating two different things. A boy's thought process and a man's thought process is completely different, and how they approach life is completely different. But I'm gonna stop ranting because I just wanted to bring that up. I thought it was a funny conversation, and I genuinely think it was funny. But regardless, it is what it is. Sooner or later, she gonna have to figure it out. And yeah, it is what it is. What are you gonna do? Just please don't listen to the red pill. That shit's crazy. They're all crazy over there on that side. So, as a matter of fact, let's jump into some of this. Let's look at some of this. Let's see what the red pill's saying today. Let's jump over there. Let's see. Whoa! Immediately Israel stuff. Damn. That's not. Well then, look at that. More Jeffrey Epstein stuff. You know what? On that note, let's just end the episode right here. It was an interesting one. Those comments were crazy. I couldn't believe that's what people was thinking. But yeah, with that,